That's right. Power to the people. I oftentimes am asked, or at least have been asked since the Green Party convention in Chicago, how did I embark upon this journey? And why did I embark upon this journey? And it's certainly not a journey that I expected or planned, but it has become an imperative journey. And as I see the dissolution of the character and the soul of our country, it is clear that we, the people, have the power to take our country back. But I believe that there is a pervasiveness of fear. And people are afraid, and sometimes they are self-doubting and don't really feel sure that we can do everything that we need to do. After all, in November of 2006, the American people went to the polls and voted, and they thought they were voting for peace, and they got war, and they got funding for occupation, and then they got a resolution that extends the war to a naval blockade of Iran. And just imagine, a naval blockade is a declaration of war. And so what the American people thought they were getting was leadership in opposition to the policies of the Bush administration. But that's not what they got at all. And in fact, in a very real sense, the U.S. voter got betrayed. And so as a result of my outrage, my impatience with poverty, my impatience with injustice, my outrage about the Democratic leadership becoming complicit with the Republican leadership in war crimes and crimes against humanity and torture and crimes against the peace, it was imperative that somebody do something that we've never done before in order to have something we've never had before. I think the majority of the values expressed by people in this country are green values. I know that from the very beginning of my involvement in the electoral process in the state of Georgia, a member of the Georgia legislature, from environmental racism, environmental injustice, to just being able to get cars off the road so that we can improve our air quality and have a mass transit facility in the state of Georgia that was something other than, something bought and paid for by the asphalt lobby. And it seems that those solutions that make the most sense are the most difficult. Why is it that the American people and the physicians and the healthcare delivery infrastructure of this country would prefer a Medicare for all type universal access single payer healthcare system in this country? We can't get it. Why is it that the people in this country want to see accountability at the highest levels through impeachment and they can't get it? Why is it that Hurricanes Katrina and Rita survivors still don't have their right to return enshrined in policy that's being passed by the Democratic majority in Congress? And these are just a few of the questions, of the issues that led me on March 17th of last year to declare my independence from the national leadership that made my country complicit in all of the crimes of the Bush administration, from lying to the American people, violating the United States Constitution, violating their oaths of office, and of course with the war crimes that continue to take place. All of that and more, failure to repeal the Bush tax cuts, failure to repeal the Patriot Acts, the secret evidence. There was a time when local jurisdictions all over this country were passing ordinances calling on the members of Congress to repeal the Patriot Acts. Nobody's talking about the Patriot Acts now anymore. But the banks have the ability to go inside our bank accounts. They can go inside our medical records. The government can go inside our medical records, all made possible and legal by the Patriot Acts, the Secret Evidence Act, the Military Commissions Act. Before I was unceremoniously booted from Congress, I was trying to work on a definition, a legislative definition of enemy combatant, so that it wouldn't include us just for speaking up and speaking out. But now, of course, that didn't happen, and so it can include all of us. And so I think, as my running mate Rosa Clemente says, that the Green Party is not just an alternative, it is an imperative. And the latest members of the Green Party in the state of Georgia, a state that doesn't have voter choice, Green Party candidates have never appeared on the ballot in the state of Georgia, are my mother and father. They could not believe that there could be a party that would enshrine in its platform the very values that we all say that we want reflected in our public policy. The last thing I would say is this. We engage in politics for only one reason, and that is the definition of politics, the authoritative allocation of values in a society. That means then that our values ought to be reflected in our public policy. The values of people in this country should be reflected in our public policy. But it is clear that emanating from Washington, D.C. are something alien to the values of the U.S. people. And so, therefore, I have decided to do something that I've never done before in order to have something I've never had before, and that's public policy made with green values, based on green values. At any rate, I'm very happy to be here with all of you, representing the Green Party, representing a future focus, representing change, real change, opportunity for everyone. I'm just happy to be with you today. Power to the people, that's right.